ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Here is a question, very common question. Why there is so much secrecy in Kriyayoga? And next part is towards me. Why you don't follow this secrecy in toto? Very genuine question, very common question, and I have also answered it many times. First thing, let us see why there was a secrecy. Because we find that traditions, there is too much secrecy, it is not taught openly, very secretly. The first part of the secrecy is that a precious gem should not be sold in open market. If you go on selling a very precious gem in open market, then what will happen? Go on moving and selling door to door. Then the genuineness of that gem is suspected, number one. Number two, there is every chance that it will fall into a wrong hand, into the hand of not desirable people. That is why in earlier days, gurus are seeing who is a genuine student, adhikari. If the student is a adhikari, one who should be given, then he should be given. Otherwise not. That is why there was so much secrecy. Say for example, you want to meditate. First you need asana siddhi. So in earlier days, what they are doing? The Guru will tell, show me that you are able to sit in lotus posture for 2 hours, then I will teach you the further techniques. They are saying if the candidate is following yama and niyama, do's and don'ts, accordingly a student is selected. So it was not given to everybody. So it should not go to the undesirous people. That is why secrecy was involved. That is one aspect. Then another aspect of secrecy was that the technique should not fall into the hands of undesirable people. First thing, undesirable people means they can misuse the techniques. They can do harm to the techniques, to others and to themselves also. Third thing is, secrecy creates interest. Oh, what it is. People, it creates interest within the seekers to know it, to find it, to experiment it. So far the thing is that in those days it was all good. But in present days, what many people say, this is the secret technique of Babaji, no one other than me knows it proper. That is not correct. We find each technique is described in scriptures. I was also believing like that, but when I read those scriptures, then I found that techniques are there, like Hamsa Sadhana, described in many scriptures. In my book, I have given all the references, the verses, that which technique is coming from which source. Mahamudra, described in many scriptures. Like Sambhavi Mudra, described in many scriptures. Even proper Kriya Pranayam, main Kriya, is also described in scriptures. I have given their references. So, when these are given in scriptures, why then they are given in scriptures? If one will read the scriptures, he will know it is clearly said. That means only those people who are knowing Sanskrit, it is open to them, and those who do not know Sanskrit or not able to read Sanskrit, they should not know. No. In those days, the language was only Sanskrit. So it was in Sanskrit. So things are there in scriptures. It is actually not hidden. The secrecy is not there. Because many people don't read, they don't know. They think that it is secret. Then why at this present days, that is my opinion, and I know many people disagree with me, and They are free to disagree. I don't have anything to say about their disagreement. Whether they can give a logic for their disagreement or not, that is different issue. So why I do not follow the secrecy in toto? Because we find from our experience, from the history, that due to the secrecy, many techniques become extinct. Because sometimes there are people, it is not transmitted, remains with one person. So many texts, particularly in yoga and tantra, these things happened. Many techniques become extinct. Then someone else comes from the scriptures, realized persons, revives the technique. Say for example, I will give you one example here. This Yoga Nidra technique, which was mostly propagated first by Bihar School of Yoga, and then nowadays it is very popular everywhere, everyone is teaching. But when Swami Satyananda Saraswati, he is not learned it from any guru. He found it from the Tantric scriptures and then reintroduced it. So that what happens when we follow secrecy very much, then there is a fear that a technique will be extinct. And it happened. Number one, this is the demerit of the secrecy. Then second thing, secrecy brings addition, deletion and alterations in the technique. Now it is secret. Generally it is not discussed. Then a teacher can add something, can delete something and can alter something. I give you another example. The energization technique taught by Paramahansa Yogananda and now by Yoga. Was it a original Kriyayoga technique? No. Light Baba was teaching this? No. Sri Sriji was teaching this? No. Has he learned it from Sri Sriji? No. He has developed it. Because there was a particular audience, and to that audience to teach, he find that some physical exercise to prepare the body is required, which was not the case in India at that time, because people are mostly doing some asanas, some shithilikarana vyayams, some techniques like Surya Namaskar. So here it was not needed. But to the audience where he has gone in 1920, he found that to prepare the body, some sort of technique is required. So he developed the energization technique. Can we call it wrong? No. Additions is always not wrong. But there are certain additions which are not according to the scriptures. Then the problem comes. Then there are deletions also. Some techniques are lost, deleted. Maybe in a module, Kriyayoga module that is coming from Lahiti Baba has certain techniques. Then now in different paths you will find maybe 4 and 5 are taught, others are lost. They are deleted, not lost, they are deleted. So deletions also happens. And then there are alterations. Very common example of alterations, what I know from my experience is that there are people in 1970s who has learned from Puri Ashram of Sri Yukteswarji, popularly called as Kodar Ashram. Those people are still alive, many people are still, they are at old age, but those who has learned from the 70s. Now, from those ashram who are coming, what they are teaching now, the same techniques. Say for example, Guru Pranam or Mahamudra. You find what that is taught in 1970s is not taught in the same way in the present time. So there has been alterations. Why there is alterations? Secrecy is the main cause. So there are additions, there are deletions, and there are alterations. I am not against alterations. I am not against additions. If it follows the scripture, there are certain complementary techniques and certain supplementary techniques when a complementary technique or supplementary technique is taught, it helps, and it should be, there must be according to the scriptures, or there must be a rationality behind it. If rationality is not behind it, if it is not following the scriptures, then those alterations, those additions or those deletions are to be rejected. And this secrecy is main cause of having all these things. You do an alteration and say, yes, this is the audience, I need this. Or this, you make alterations, no, this is from my experience, I have learned, and this is helpful. But don't sell it in the name of original technique. Then, what we find, certain distorted variations are coming which is not according to the scriptures. Okay, not according to the scriptures, there must be a rationality, we can prove. But if there is no rationality and it is opposite to the scriptures, then such type of technique should be rejected. We found mostly in Tantra there are certain techniques coming up over the ages which has not according to the principles of spiritualism, but it is going on. Maybe it was not there in the original things. So that is why I am discussing the both sides. Why secrecy was there, what was helping, and what are the things happening due to the secrecy. So that is why at this present age of information, can anything be kept secret? Practically nothing can be kept secret. That is why, in my view, one should not hide, rather discuss it. People should read these scriptures. Most of our people are lethargic, lazy. They don't want to do due diligence. They don't want to do hard work. They don't going to read, find out what is there, what is not there in different scriptures. Then they are not able to find out whether a technique is correct or not, whether it is there or not, following the basic principles or not. So in this present day, we cannot hide. It will come up. Then we find that many wrong things are coming up in the name. And people don't know, they believe it. That is why it should be discussed, not hidden. But that does not mean that one should just learn from the scriptures. No. You should learn from a teacher. You should learn from a guru who has at least traveled some distance in this path. Then that will be helpful for your sadhana. Very rare people, very rare people who they have past life practices, they can directly take it from the scriptures. Ordinarily, thing is to see the posture. There are so many hatha yoga teachers teaching postures. Is there anything to be taught? Yes. This is open. Everyone knows that this posture is like this. It is amply discussed in many scriptures and it is readily available. Still then people learn from a teacher. Now, similarly, for this meditation technique, it should be learned from a guru. But keeping it secret in present day is doing more harm than good. And many people disagree with this, and I am okay with that. Let them disagree. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.